the creative block that became my spiritual assignment. Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Cassandra Freeman. A lot of you know me as an actress, writer, producer, entrepreneur of creatricity, and now you're here at my YouTube channel. And I'm really here just to talk about like all the different ways we can find spiritual shifts in our lives and much more than that. But y'all done came in for here. Y'all came in to find out what was that block. Y'all, let me tell you something. I've been an actress for over 20 years. You know how many times the phone did not ring that I thought it was the end of me? And there's always this one time that really changed my life. It was the setback that ended up being like the way for me to re-see life differently. And that is, it was like actually around this time of year, it was December, and I had no more money. I was like down to like my last few $100s. I wasn't gonna be able to pay rent for January. And I just remember feeling so heavy. I was working so many jobs at the time, and I would get so close, but no cigar, as they say. And then I remember crying in my couch and being like, please God, just help me. Because it just felt like the biggest defeat if I called up my parents and said, please pay my bills this month. So you know what God does? The phone rings. And who's on the phone? A producer I'd worked with before. And she's like, hey, we have a lead role in this movie. Mind you, I've never been a lead in anything. Why they trying me? That's how I looked at it. I was like, oh, so they're just calling me because she doesn't want me to find out that she's got this role. And let me tell you, the mind is a funny thing. Opportunity can be at your front door and you will tell yourself why that can't possibly be opportunity. Like when you feel like when your self-esteem is low, you convince yourself to stay low, even if $1 million greets you. So here she is trying to offer me this job, not offer me, but offer me the opportunity to have this job, right? And I said, okay, yeah, thanks. I'll look at it. I wait for my email to ding. I look at my email, y'all. It was like 13 pages. I was like, what? I don't have time to do 13 pages. Mind you, I ain't got no job, no money. No, what you gonna do? What else you gonna do? Again, you will convince yourself to stay in poverty than to convince yourself why there is abundance waiting for you. I was given the abundance of 13 pages to put my light, to illuminate my light in this script. And I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, I can't do this. Oh, one other thing, I look at the director. It's a director I worked with before. And I thought, why I got audition? These people already know what I can do. What kind of craziness is this? I get up off the couch and I said to myself, just press reset one more time. Reset. I thought if I can just reset and treat this as if it's the first time anyone has ever greeted me with the opportunity of a role. And I thought, oh, that way, if I lived in that, you know what it would feel like? It would feel like, let me turn off my thing over here. Yeah, welcome to my house, y'all. You see everybody keeps trying to contact me. They're like, oh, she must be talking to her friends. Well, I am. Okay, can y'all stay over there? I thought, okay, the reset is, what if this is the first time anyone's ever greeted me with an opportunity? My whole body started to fill up with energy. It felt like the way I felt when I first started acting. And I was like, oh my God, I got an audition. Just to get an audition is the win. That means somebody in some room said, maybe try this person. Let's see her perspective. Let's see her talent. Someone literally had to pull out my name and say, yes, Cassandra Freeman. Let's give her this opportunity. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I sat there and memorized. And did I tell you this ish was due the next day? I was up all night memorizing these words. The next day I get up, I put myself in front of this brick wall and I put myself on tape. I put it in. 2 days passed, the producer calls me up and she says, hey, we just appreciate you that you took the time out to put yourself on tape for this. And I'm sorry to say, and I was like, Exactly. Once again, I put all of my energy into a maybe. And she says, I'm so sorry I didn't call you sooner to say the role is yours. I said, what? She's like, it's yours. I was like, no way. My whole life changed, you guys. I became a lead of this movie. Not only is it amazing that I got to be the lead for the first time, that movie is the reason, or became the inspiration that made me realize I wanted to be a mom. That movie was the real MVP. It was the movie about Wanda Durant raising her son, Kevin Durant. Meeting her, learning about their story. I was like, I want to be a mom too. That seems so creative. Like, that seems like the ultimate creative act to me at that time. And also, it was my first time I got to meet Adrian Holmes, who ends up becoming my Uncle Phil years later. All because of one mindset change, reset. When you are met with defeat over and over again, it becomes Herculean just to believe that it's worth doing it one more time. But this is what I have to say. You reset, and when you reset, you don't only do it one more time, you still do it one more time, but at your highest level. No matter what field you're in. I always like to think my job is to make the people on the other side of this camera be excited to hire me or feel ashamed that they don't have a role for me and they should be up every night figuring out a way how to work with me. That is my job, to spread joy and hopeful inspiration in my acting ability. So that creative block became my new spiritual assignment, which is, what about if I brought the mindset of reset everywhere in my life when I feel like I'm about to be stopped? If this message moved you, please like and subscribe. But more importantly, watch the next video. I'm only here to demystify resistance, to demystify the block, and let you know you have a community here and that it doesn't stop being true. The resistance always shows up. I still get resistance, I still get blocks, but I have an entire toolbox I turn to. And literally, I pull them out one after another to see which one will work today. I hope today this worked for you. See you next time.